What's up, guys? It's Pen Pollock here. I have a new video for you guys today that I'm pretty excited about. It does involve supplements, so I want to be upfront with you guys right from the very start. I am sponsored by True Nutrition now, which I'm very, very grateful for. And I do not think supplements are necessary, okay? I really do not. However, I do believe they can be beneficial in certain circumstances. You guys know I've been with some supplement companies before, and I've dropped those sponsorships. I've chosen to drop those sponsorships because the honest truth is I felt a little bit slimy about pushing products that I didn't think people necessarily needed. So the great thing I love about True Nutrition is that everything is customizable, so you can get exactly what you don't need and don't have to get any of the crap you don't. And so this video is going to show you how to get the supplements that I consider essential for dirt cheap. And when I say dirt cheap, I'm talking, I'm sure you guys, some of y'all have spent $200 a month on supplements. I'm talking $200 for the entire year, okay? If you're spending more than that, you're getting extra, which might be okay, but I don't think it's necessary. So here's how to save as much as possible on your supplements. First of all, the only supplement I think you actually need is an intra-workout. And the reason for that is there's actually a very good amount of literature that shows that an intra-workout consumption of carbohydrates and amino acids, which we'll get into in a second, can be very beneficial in muscle protein synthesis, which is muscle gain, recovery, however you want to substitute that, scientific term. It's a good thing. That's what we want. We want muscle protein synthesis. So intra-workout is very important. If you look at most of the intra-workouts on the market, most of them are pretty good products. They're going to contain some form of quick digesting carbohydrate and also amino acids. All right, and again, we'll get in the amino acid part later. The reason for the quick digesting carbohydrate is primarily because a slower digesting carbohydrate, something like simple sugar, like what might be in Gatorade, that tends to upset some people's stomach while they're training. So if you get one with a higher molecular weight, and again, I'll discuss what that means in a second, it will be digested quicker and you'll be able to consume it while you train without feeling uncomfortable, without feeling sluggish or bloated or anything like that. However, most of these companies also charge an arm and a leg for this shit. And I have seen a month's worth of these products going for, like $60. And I guarantee you the cost of producing that is not $60. So here's how you do it much cheaper. First of all, you're going to want to start with what True Nutrition kindly called the PhD intra-workout blend. This is a blend of 70% waxy maize starch. Waxy maize starch is a high molecular weight carbohydrate. What that means is the carbohydrate chain is very dense, for lack of a better term. When you digest this and it gets into the intestines, it's going to be digested first before other things. We digest it very quickly, I should say. If you've eaten other things with it, it won't necessarily be digested first, but it'll be digested very quickly. So it won't leave you feeling sluggish or bloated. If you're familiar with other high molecular weight carbohydrates, like Karbolyn, for example, is a popular brand name, very similar, so similar to the point that even a top IFBB pro is not going to notice the difference during their training or in their results. They will notice the difference in the product, in their pocketbook, because Karbolyn is a product that sells for a pretty good amount of money. I don't want to quote anything, but it's pretty expensive. Waxy maize starch is $6 a pound from True Nutrition. Dirt cheap. A pound could last you, depending on your size, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Okay? Dirt cheap. I do 70% that. I mix that with 10% oat starch. The reason for the oat starch, I'm going to be straight up front with you. If you're not enhanced, this probably doesn't matter. If you are enhanced, you might be susceptible to more rapid swings in blood sugar. Having a slower digesting carbohydrate can give you more sustained energy levels. Again, if you're not enhanced, I don't know that you will notice benefit from that. But oat starch is also dirt cheap. It's even less expensive than the waxy maize starch, and so this is not going to increase the price of the blend at all. And the last thing that I chose to add, which I don't think is strictly necessary, 20% beetroot powder. Beetroot is a natural kind of a nitric oxide type thing, so if you're familiar with pump products, beetroot powder will help you get a better pump. We'll talk more about that in a second. So this is what I do. I flavor this with strawberry sorbet because I like to mix it with fruity flavors. I'll tell you why in a second. You can get it unflavored if you want, save a couple cents. but True Nutrition has a bajillion different flavors you can choose from. If you don't even want to buy from True Nutrition, you want to save even more, you can get just straight Waxy Maize Starch, and that will probably cover most of your needs. So that's the first ingredient. To that, we need to add our amino acids. The reason we need amino acids is that leucine in particular has been shown to be a primary trigger of, again, muscle protein synthesis. So the carbohydrates alone aren't enough. We also need to take in BCAAs. Leucine is a BCAA. Oftentimes you'll hear EAA suggested. Probably a good idea to cover all your bases. Get all the essential amino acids. In my opinion, during training, not strictly necessary. EAAs are probably better if you're looking to supplement outside of training, but during training, BCAAs are fine. I do, however, personally use EAAs. Here's how I do it. EAAs, if you're getting them, are probably pretty expensive, and the reason is EAAs taste like ass. They taste extraordinarily bitter, and it's very difficult to mask that flavor. So when you're buying an EAA product off the shelf, you're paying for the marketing, right? You're paying the markup for the distribution, but you're also paying for that flavoring. And in my opinion, the flavoring is worth it because they taste so fucking bad without it. So what I do is I get the True Nutrition EAAs. All the flavors are great. I've yet to have a bad flavor. This retails for about $20 and has 20 servings. I use half a serving. Now the nice thing about True Nutrition EAAs, unlike most products, they have a full serving of leucine, 5 grams per scoop. Again, I only take half of that, but depending on your size, you're going to want 5 to 10 grams of leucine. What I do is get straight leucine from True Nutrition as well. Dirt cheap because it's unflavored. It comes in a fucking plastic bag, so there's no marketing involved, and you're paying the shipping, so there's no distribution. So this is dirt cheap. It tastes like ass, but when you mix it with the strawberry sorbet Waxy Maize Starch and you mix it with the flavored EAAs, you can't taste it at all. So this way, I save even more money. I get my 5 grams of leucine, and it's no trouble at all. Do half a scoop of this, full scoop of this, done. The last thing I add to that is creatine. You guys should know why you need creatine. That's a pretty no-brainer. I'm not totally sure that I buy the research that shows it might be better digested when taken with carbohydrates, but it doesn't upset my stomach, and so I take it as part of my intra-workout shake. And then if you want a better pump, you can add some Hydromax powder. This is a form of glycerol that's powdered. It's technically a fat, honestly, but what this will do, it's very hydrophilic. So what that means is you digest it, it's going to be absorbed into your muscles. Absorbed is the wrong term. I apologize if I butcher some of these technical terms, but that's good enough for our purposes. Absorbed into the muscles, is going to bring water with it into the muscles, going to pump your muscles up even more, help you to stay hydrated. So that's something you can add if you like. Just like the beetroot powder, not necessary by any means, but I do find it somewhat beneficial when taken during training, which is the whole point of this. That is the only product or only supplement, I guess there's multiple products, only thing I think you need. Again, a full year, and that's assuming you're training every freaking day. A full year shouldn't cost you much more than $200, depending on what flavors you go and what shipping costs you have and that type of stuff. It's going to be right around that. And so if you break that down by day, it's less than $1 a day to get all your supplement needs. You throw in some coffee pre-workout, you're good to go. Yes, there are other things you can take. By all means, I do believe supplements are helpful. I take other supplements myself. If you guys are interested, I'm happy to talk about that in a subsequent video. But again, I'm really not a guy to do spam or to push stuff that I don't think is absolutely essential. And so that's why I'm going to leave it here for now. If you do have questions or comments, please leave them in the description below. Honestly, you want to plug your own favorite supplement company, you go for it, man. I'm not trying to be defensive here. I'm not trying to say True Nutrition is the best thing out there. I've been a big fan of the company and of Dante Trudell, the owner, since I started training. So I feel very passionate about that. You don't need to share my passion. I just want to make sure that you guys have this information so that you're not selling yourself short or paying too much for the products that you need. So I do hope you found that helpful. Any feedback is very much appreciated. Subs are very much appreciated as well. So I think that covers it, and I will see you next time.